Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to another Workout Wednesday. Today, we are going to be finishing up our series on buyer's agents by going through the common traps of the Ninja 10-step buyer process. Let's get started. We've been going over the Ninja 10-step buyer process for about a month now, and you and I are going to wrap it up by going over the most common traps that real estate agents fall into during this buyer process. So let's hop right into it with the order and sequence of your questions in the greet step. You've got your connection questions, foundational questions, diagnostic questions, and closing questions in this stage. Where most realtors fail is skipping the foundational questions. Your Ninja textbook states that agents can't wait to get to beds and baths during this process. However, through those foundational questions, you're learning more about your client's past. So make sure not to skip those foundational questions. The next trap happens with the buyer packet. Most agents, I will say that this probably will not apply to most of our agents, but most agents in real estate don't use a buyer packet. If you watched our video last week, then you know our new buyer packet allows you to ask questions to learn more about your client, demonstrate the strength of our company's brand, and easily segue into the buyer agency disclosure. So if you're one of those realtors that isn't using a buyer packet during a buyer consultation, that's located in MC Plus under print marketing and buyer packet. The third trap deals with the funnel process. Now, you'll remember from your Ninja course and other videos we provided on the buyer process that the funnel process handles a client's fears about missing something or paying too much, as well as getting them committed to a process. The trap here is that most realtors don't utilize the funnel process, therefore they are seen as more of a cab driver rather than a professional real estate agent. The fourth trap deals with the 1 to 10 scale. This trap is that agents don't ask any of the questions involved in this stage. Those questions are your diagnostic questions, or the who, what, when, where, why, and how questions. Remember that this process helps you and your clients remain clear on what steps are necessary to completing the transaction, or everybody's getting their marching orders. The fifth trap deals with our 2 pieces of paper step. Most agents skip this step and are going to miss out on gaining input from both of their buyers. In addition, this step can also be beneficial to your buyers because it's letting them narrow down their priorities to a few variables. Anybody that knows something about the paradox of choice knows that surrounding customers with more options and more features for a product or service only causes confusion and anxiety. Allowing them to narrow down their options helps relieve that. The sixth trap deals with your client's whats and your client's whys. Remember, people buy their whys, also known as the benefits they want, and not their whats, also known as the features that they might want. This would mean that you should be loading their whys into an MLS search. The most common trap here is that agents are doing actually the opposite, meaning they are loading their whats into the MLS search. This leads back to that first trap with not being able to wait until you're asking about the beds and the baths. Think about it this way. People aren't going to go to a gym because they solely like that the gym has a smoothie bar. And if you are going to the gym for that reason, then you're going to the gym for the wrong reason. They're going to the gym because that gym allows them to envision a better life for themselves, whether that's being physically strong, mentally strong, cardiovascularly strong. The same thing should translate to buying a home. The seventh trap involves our cash, loan, house to sell step. The most common trap that happens here is relying on the client's word about a lender. They have a lender that can't deliver, or you have this discussion with your client way too early in the process, such as like before your foundational questions. The eighth and ninth trap fall under one step involving the MLS search. The eighth trap is just showing a client what is available and not showing them matches to their needs or maybe the priorities that they listed down in their whats and whys, and not even showing them a under contract house that might be a potential match. The ninth trap is that an agent won't have an active or sold information readily available with them while they're showing properties. This could lead to a potential situation in which your client sees a house they like but aren't being shown it, causing them to delay their decisions until they can go back home and look at that house online. Have a discussion with your clients about the actives and solds in a neighborhood and have information readily available for those properties. And that covers it for today's Workout Wednesday. As always, if you have any questions about today's video, feel free to reach out to us at the email address on screen right now. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you next week. Take care.